I like growing things. And all my life I've grown them in the ground. And they've been hit or miss. Until I came up with the idea, which I learned on the internet, to put 6 inches of mulch on top of the ground after you plant your plants. These came up as bulbs, and I had to, you can see the little low spots. I pushed all the mulch back so the bulb can come up. And once it was up, the mulch from the rains fills around it, but the plant's there. Look how nice they came up. These are going to be, this is going to be flowering very soon. So, just one of my projects, but there's a different system. It's called the earth box, and you can make this, which is called an earth bucket. Let's come around from this side. And let's study this guy. This is a finished one. It takes, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to build, completely from start to finish. What we've got is 2 buckets. You put 2 identical buckets, one on top of the other, and because the height of the lips is 3 to 4 inches, it allows you to do something special. It allows you to build this. Now I'm going to work backwards on this. This is a dipstick. There'll be water in the bottom. You pull it out, and you can measure how much water there is. So I'm just going to toss them aside. This is the fill tube. And the way I did this, I put a screw through the side. So you'll never need to remove it, but for what it's worth, you could. Now, the fill tube allows water to go into the bottom bucket, but it stays below the level of the top because there's a little drain hole, which is almost invisible in videos. See those little tiny holes? That allows oxygen up to the roots. And the thing in the middle, that's called a net cup. And you can use a regular plastic drinking cup if you wanted. You build this by drilling, as you can see, a hole here and a hole here, and then the little tiny holes. And you get the holes the right size for whatever cup you're going to use. These are commercial. They cost about 50 cents. But look down. You see the bottom bucket, how far it is from the top one? That's what makes it work. You fill the water into the bottom. It's a reservoir that wicks up through here, through the dirt or whatever that core stuff is, made of coconut husk. That's what I'm going to put in here. And the water wicks up through here and into the dirt. And then you fill this thing with dirt about halfway. And you stop, and then you take your pre-potted plant, put it in the center, and then fill the dirt up to 3 inches from the top. At which time, now we're going back to the other system. You put 3 inches of mulch on top. And when you have mulch on top of dirt, I don't understand why, water tends to wick up to the top. And yet, the mulch keeps the sun off of the roots, and so your plants don't have roots drying out. In regular pots, you pour water on top, and so the roots know that the water is up near the surface. You get shallow roots. So the roots are near the top, the sun comes out, the sun burns the roots, and your poor plants die. But in this, the water's at the bottom. So the roots go down to the water source, and you get a lot of roots instead of shallow roots. And when the sun comes out, it just hits the mulch on top. It doesn't even touch the roots. So your plants do not dry out and die. They always have enough water. They never have too much water. It's just the perfect system. And this took less than $3 to build.